everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you another hair tutorial, and this is my everyday beachy, just rolled out of bed curls, messy, sexy bed hair. I don't even know what you want to call it, but this is my hairstyle that I rock pretty much every single week. I love doing this hairstyle because I can just work around with it so much. When I put it in a bun, I have the texture. If I put it in a pony, I have the texture. I can even do like braids and have these pieces come out. So this is kind of like my base. I always tend to wear my hair with just a little bit of a wave because it gives me a little more volume. And a lot of you have been asking me every time I post a picture with my hair down. So many of you asked me, how do I curl my hair? And I thought I'd just answer your questions here. It's actually really simple. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I hope it answers some of your questions on how I style my hair, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with clean, fresh hair. You don't have to start with clean, fresh hair. It just depends on how long you want to be able to wear these curls. For me, I like to curl my hair when it's fresh, and because of how coarse my texture is, it will kind of last me throughout the next 3 to 4 days. I know that sounds crazy. A lot of people think it's crazy that I could go like 3-4 days without washing my hair, but because of my hair texture and how coarse it is, it tends to hold oil pretty well, and it even holds the curl really well. So obviously it depends on your hair type. Some people have finer and silkier hair textures, and I think with that hair type, you may have to wash your hair a little more often. But yeah, it just all depends on your hair. You know your hair best. I'm gonna show you guys how I prep my hair and get it all ready for curling. So the first thing I use is this Oribe Heat Balm de... I'm gonna say it's called Balm Dior. The Oribe Balm Dior. It's the heat styling shield, and this is gonna act as my heat protectant. Heat protectant, as we all know, is very important. I actually get really lazy sometimes with heat protectant, and I notice that whenever I don't use it, my hair will show that it's getting damaged. So just make sure, even if you're lazy, or maybe you think that, oh, is it really doing anything? It is. So make sure you always protect your hair with some sort of heat protectant. So just kind of run it through my ends. I don't run it to my roots because I won't be curling the pieces up here. Maybe I will. It depends on my mood, but usually I kind of keep my curls just below this area. All right, so we're gonna prime the hair. This also just smells so good. Whenever I use Oribe products, I don't even wear perfume because it smells so good. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm putting heat protectant here on the front pieces because I will definitely be curling these face framing pieces. The curling iron that I use is this Hot Tools, this baby right here. I think this was like $40 or something like that, and it is amazing. Everyone just needs to get this curling iron. I see curling irons out there that cost like over $100, and although I'm sure it works great, this is just, I mean, the best deal you can get. And I've been using Hot Tools ever since high school. Their products have just never failed me. I love all their curling irons, and it just works really well for only like $40. So yeah, I got this on Amazon. This is the 1 1/4 inch barrel, and it's the long barrel. So I have long hair, as you can see. I just find that it's easier because I can fit all my hair into one curl instead of having to do 2 sections, if that makes sense. So if you have shorter hair, it's totally fine. You can use the normal length barrel. But if you have long hair that's like past your boobies, then I would probably go with this option. Because this is more of a relaxed, everyday wavy hairstyle, we're not trying to get it to look perfect. So we're not even going to section off. You don't need clips for this. You can just freehand it and do it like this. Okay, so I feel like I've actually probably demonstrated how I curl my hair before, but this is kind of like an updated, if you will. And if you haven't seen my older videos, I hope that this will be helpful to you. So because I have a coarse hair texture, I like to have the temperature a little higher. I put it at about 380, which I know is really hot and it may scare some of y'all, but the reason I have it at 380 is because I just let my hair lightly touch the curling iron and I let it go. I don't even let my hair sit in it. So I just find that this way works best instead of having it on a low temperature and having to redo the pieces. I feel like that's more damaging. So anyways, enough talking. I'm talking too much. I always like to start with the front piece. The front piece is the most important piece. So I like to run the curling iron through my hair once. I find that just doing that step and distributing the heat into my hair first just helps the curl stay longer. I don't know if I'm just thinking it, but I feel like it actually is doing something. This is a tip that I learned from my hairstylist actually. And I feel like because I do this extra step where I run the curling iron through it, my curls last longer. Okay, so I ran it through, and then I just like to clip my hair in the curling iron. And as you can see, I'm holding the curling iron vertically and I'm leaving the ends out. just like that, and then you release. I'll demonstrate one more time. I'll grab a chunk of hair like this, and all the sections that I'm grabbing are uneven. They're not the same amounts of hair, and I actually do that on purpose because it just creates more of a dimension in my hair and just different types of curls versus it all being one uniform curl, if that makes sense. Okay, so running it through the curling iron again, and then I just hold the curling iron vertically, give it a spin, and another spin, and as you can see, I am leaving out the end pieces, and when I release, I pull, and that's what's going to give me that kind of straight wave. It's the same method. I like to curl my hair all in one direction. I find that for me, that just looks best. A lot of people like to alternate the direction of curl, and that's totally up to you. So just try it out, see what works for you and what you like. As you can see right here, this is such a bad chunk of hair. Like, it's just so uneven, but it's okay. Just run the curling iron through. And I find that holding it vertically like this really gives me that curl that I want. When I do it like this, I feel like it just changes the curl slightly. It's probably not like a noticeable difference, but it's just a little thing that I feel like makes a difference. And then when I get down here, I just pick up these pieces. Just make sure you run the curling iron through one time before you go into curling. I really feel like that makes a difference. By the way, what do you guys think of the audio of my videos? So in my last video, a few people told me that they heard kind of like a wind noise in the back, and I believe that was my air conditioning, because I've been using this mic for years and no one has really said anything about the audio being bad. Let me know how the audio sounds to you guys. I'm just using a Rode mic, which is attached on top of my camera. It's nothing like crazy fancy. I know a lot of YouTubers use like the clip-on mic. I haven't like explored with that type of mic yet because this has been working for me so far. But if you guys feel like the audio is kind of like whack, please feel free to let me know and I'll look into like upgrading my mic. Now I'm going to show you guys how I do this side. It's essentially the same thing. My rule when it comes to curling is always away from the face. I just prefer it that way because throughout the day when the wind is blowing, if my curls are facing in, it's going to really bother me. So I'd rather have them facing out. So again, we're going to take the front piece. And for the front piece, actually I should have mentioned this earlier. For the front piece, I like to take a thinner section because this is kind of like that face framing piece. So I'm gonna run my curling iron through it once, holding the curling iron vertically, leaving the ends a little out, and then just unravel and pull. All right, so there's that, and then I continue to work my way back. It really doesn't matter. Again, you can do it however you like. You can start from the back and work your way forward. I just like doing it this way, and if it helps make it easier for you if you're new to this, you can even do it in sections, but I just prefer not to do it in sections. I feel like this just saves me more time and it creates a more effortless look. So I'm gonna check in the mirror right now, make sure that all the pieces are curled, and then I'll come back and show you guys how I kind of end the style and make the style hold and stay. All right guys, so here it is, the completed look. This is what it looks like without product in it. I run my fingers through all my hair, kind of just mess it up. You can even tease it if you feel like your hair lacks volume. You can tease your roots. For me, I just like to go in my roots and I shake it up like that. And it just helps really loosen and fluff the hair up. What I love about this hairstyle is that you really don't need a lot of products. It really depends on your hair type. If your hair type is finer and silkier, maybe you want to go in with like hairspray to help it hold a little bit. But if you have like medium to coarse texture like mine, this tends to hold really well on its own. So to add a finishing touch, I like to use the Orbe Thick Dry Finishing Spray. I like to use this one because I feel like it does thicken up my hair a little bit and it has more of a hold compared to a dry shampoo. Okay, so you just shake up the can and I just spray it kind of everywhere. I would take my fingers and I would mush the hair together like that and kind of lift it. That really just gives that body and that texture that I like. Blast it in the roots, because my roots actually tend to fall flat. My hair is very like fine and silky up here, but then it puffs up at the bottom. That's pretty much it. Again, get in there, piece it out, fluff it out, go like that, mess it up, And there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this short, quick tutorial. Hope it answered your questions on how I style my hair. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. Comment it below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and turn on your notifications if you would like to get notified of my videos. I would really appreciate that. And have a wonderful day. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.